What is going on, my thumbs? This is Sunbrother 2, bringing to you guys our Week 9 battle for the LDL Season 5 against Andrew and the Nottinghamshire Venusaurs. You guys do see our team that we decided to bring there on the screen, as well as the link to the battle, if you want to go ahead and watch that on your... outside of this, you're more than welcome to play around with it, see the fun sets I brought. If you guys want to see the sets I brought in detail, definitely go ahead and find the team prep build that video that is up on the channel right now. As we do see, I did bring my Weavile, my Entei, my Thundurus, my Mega Alakazam, my Fortress, and my Vaporeon. While we do see Andrew bringing the Chandelure, the Suicune, the Ampharos, the Aerodactyl, the Metagross, and the Crocodile. So no Venusaur from him, which I kind of figured that Drew might do just because he's been hyping up the Venusaur so much. I figured he might want to get rid of it and not bring it this week, which is perfectly fine for me. And so, as far as leads, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to lead with, because I didn't want to really lead Fortress just because it's kind of like a too obvious play. So what I actually decided to do was lead Weavile. I'm going to go ahead and hit play on this as we do go ahead and get into the battle. Once again, just to remind you guys, we are 3-5 prior to this battle, slowly trying to climb our way back to make playoffs. But we do see Drew lead with the Chandelure here as I go ahead and lead with my Weavile. And like I said in the team builder, if you did watch it, this Chandelure is more than likely to be Scarfed. I figured Drew to swap this thing out, so I went for the safe knockoff to see what would happen there. And he actually just goes ahead and stays in, and of course hangs on with the Sash and goes for the Flamethrower and actually ends up knocking my Weavile out on the first turn, which is... that's a very, very hard blow for me because Weavile was one of my main handles for Crocodile, as well as knocking off items like on the Suicune and stuff. So I swapped into my Mega Alakazam just to guarantee the outspeed and just to get a really good hit off on something. And so he actually goes ahead and sends in his Metagross, and once again, like I said, my team builder, Drew kind of brings the same kind of mons every single week when he teams build by himself, and so this is a Assault Vest Metagross, 100%, and so as I go for, I think I went for the safe Shadow Ball, as you guys will see here. I'm going to go ahead and Mega Evolve, trace his Clear Body, doesn't really matter in the long scheme of things, but actually go for the Energy Ball, predicting maybe like a Suicune switch in, or maybe a Crocodile switch in, but you just see how little damage that actually does. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to swap right out into Cashew, our Fortress, which honestly can wall this Metagross all day. As you do see, it goes for the Earthquake. Now, I'm carrying Earthquake as well, but I can be super effective on him, which is really, really nice. Yeah, it's just very, very interesting that, and lucky for us that, we were able to kind of predict his sets, but he's actually going to go ahead and swap right out into the Chandelure here, as I'm going to go ahead and just set up the safe Stealth Rock, which in the scheme of things is really nice, but I really should have just gone for the Earthquake and knocked out the Chandelure, because the Chandelure does prove to be an issue later on in the match, as you guys will see. But with Chandelure, and I don't want Cashew to be knocked out yet because it can wall that Metagross very nicely, so I'm going to go ahead and swap in my Percy, even though I do fear the... what's it called, the Energy Ball, but he is actually going to go for the Hex, which is very, very interesting to see Chandelure use as far as Hex, because I'm not poisoned or anything like that. So he actually is going to go ahead and withdraw the Chandelure and go straight out into that Ampharos. Ampharos being a very, very bulky wall and a very big issue here, but it does take nice rocks damage, which I am thankful for. But I'm gonna go ahead, because the rocks are up, I'm just gonna go ahead and just start cycling through and see what I can bring out as the Metagross decides to come on in, which is really nice. Take some rocks damage, and I'm thinking that he might swap out again, or he's gonna go on the offensive here, because Percy this week is a little bit more specially bulky. He actually is going to go straight for the Zen Headbutt, and I think I went for the Roar here again just to continuously swap out. No, actually go for the Scald Burn. Sorry, this battle took place a couple days ago, hoping to get that burn. Unfortunately, do not get that burn, which is not nice at all. So because I need Percy around just a little bit longer to handle things like the Suicune, to roar it out for Calm Minds, I'm going to go ahead and go straight back into Cashew, just to eat up another hit from this thing, as it is locked into Zen Headbutt, which is well, not locked in. It just goes for another Zen Headbutt, so I'm going to go ahead and eat that up just fine and just dandy. But the thing that confused me here, I think, on this next turn is he withdraws his Metagross. And he sends in his Aerodactyl. Oh, wait, never mind. I thought I was confused about something else, but Aerodactyl goes ahead and takes 25% damage, which is really, really nice. And I'm actually going to go for the Earthquake. Of course, I'm not going to be able to do anything. So I figured I'm going to go for the Gyro Ball. The Gyro Ball, I think, guarantees the kill on Aerodactyl. If not, it's very, very close. And so he's actually going to go ahead and go for the Defog, which unfortunately I did not see him go for. I think I was looking up at Calc and I didn't see him go for it, so I still thought rocks were on the field for some time, which is a bad misplay on my part. But the Gyro Ball is actually going to come out. I get the critical hit on the Aerodactyl and I end up knocking it out. So very, very lucky. If I'm not mistaken, though, the Calc was very close after rocks for the Aerodactyl and the Gyro Ball, because once again, I'm running a negative speed nature on this Fortress. And because I didn't see that Defog go off, I thought the Chandelure was gone after it came in on rocks. And so I was really, really confused what was going on with the Chandelure. But I just figured, you know what, I'll send back in Percy. It can really wall it. He's not going to go for anything big. He does go for the Flamethrower, so I'm going to eat that up very, very nicely, as we do see. But unfortunately, he does get the burn. And that burn, unfortunately, did matter, because now he can just Hex me and knock me out. If he didn't burn me, I could have lived another turn. I could have gotten the knockout on this Chandelure, but that burn really did matter. As we do see, he goes for the Hex. I figured at this point, it's unfortunate with the Suicune being able not to be roared out now, but Percy really wasn't going to be on the field for too much longer. So I'm going to go ahead and send in Gus once again, which is just once again, just on the safe side to outspeed everything and hit something as hard as I can. So I'm down 2 Mons while he's only down 1. He's going to go ahead and swap out once again into that Metagross, but that Assault Vest is just going to allow him to really eat up hips. I was expecting the Crocodile, if anything, here, so I go for the Dazzling Gleam just to be a little bit more safer. But yeah, you just see how much damage that Metagross eats up. But you know, my switch in right here is always going to be my, what's it called, my Cashew, my Fortress. As he goes for the Meteor Mash, does not get the attack boost, which is really, really nice for us, because we would have been in trouble there. But now that Aerodactyl is gone, I am kind of free to Earthquake, and so I'm going to catch him on the nice switch here, and I'm actually going to go on the offensive with that Earthquake, and Fortress is actually going to be able to knock out that Chandelure, which got rid of Percy, and it still hurts, honestly, because that burn definitely mattered. It definitely mattered, and you see just kind of the issues I deal with later on in this battle. But still, Chandelure, a big, huge threat, is out of the way. Nothing really threatens a Fortress anymore. But now the Suicune comes in, and now the issues really start, because I can't really do anything, if anything, to the Suicune. So I figured that now's the time to go on the offensive, because he's going to want to start to Calm Mind up here. So I go directly into my Joey Galaxy, which is super risky for sure, because he could have just Ice Beamed there. But he goes for the Calm Mind, knowing that that switch was coming. And so knowing that, I was looking up the calcs, and even if he was at +2, I can still two-shot this Suicune. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Z Rain Dance. Once again, if you guys missed the team builder, Z Rain Dance boosts my speed by 1 stage. And because it's raining, now Thundurus is carrying Thunder instead of Thunderbolt to do extra damage. So now Thunder will land every time. The only issue with this, once again, because I am against the Suicune, is his Scalds are going to do more damage. But the Ice Beam comes up after a +1, and you see just how much damage that goes for. And this is where where I don't want to say it got blessed, but the roll was in my favor here. So I go for the Thunder. You see how much damage that does. That's an easy 2-shot. I get the 30% paralysis. But wait, there is more, ladies and gentlemen. I get the full paralysis. And I honestly could not be happier. And not wanting to take any risks at all, I go for that Thunder. Even though I predicted that Crocodile to come in this next turn, I couldn't risk that. I really couldn't risk it. I only have 5 turns with this rain. I needed this Suicune out of the way, and that paralysis helped me out in the long run. But now in comes the Crocodile. This Crocodile, ladies and gentlemen, was Scarfed. I'm going to pause this for a quick second, because I need to explain something here. You see the move I go for. This Scarf Crocodile could have easily run through the rest of my team. But after the 30% thunder, 30% paralysis from the thunder and the actual paralysis hitting off, and that Suicune going down, clicking this Focus Blast, I was so scared with. But ladies and gentlemen, I am a god when it comes to Focus Blast. I am a Kamehameha Goku, or using Mofo. I'm sorry, it's really late when I'm recording this. I fire it off, I land, and I get the knockout on the Crocodile. I've never been so happy to land a move in my life before, because of just, I don't think I've really ever missed a Focus Blast when it mattered. Stone Edges, yes. Icicle Crashes, yes. I've absolutely missed. Focus Blast, I do not miss. But Ampharos comes in, I try and do as much damage as I can. Joey Galaxy's done what he's needed to. Joey Galaxy, take a good rest, buddy. I'm fine with you going down to that Hidden Power Ice. As the rain stopped, I mean, what more could I have asked for from a Pokemon than taking down a huge calm-minding threat of a wall and then a Scarfer? You really can't get better than that. But now Gus comes in, he traces the static. I'm just going to go for the Psyshock. It's my strongest move against this thing. I think it's easily a 2-shot. As I go for the Psyshock here, the Psyshock's going to be able to do a lot of damage, but he ends up actually Thunder Waving me, cutting my speed, I believe, in half. I think it was the change to Gen 7, it's now in half, which is really, really scary just because, you know, there is that chance for paralysis as well. So we're definitely going to be playing risky here, but I go for the next Psyshock. I'm still outspeeding this Ampharos, of course, because Ampharos is slow as all hell, and I get the knockout. So very, very nice. It's looking in our favor. But now, ladies and gentlemen, comes in the Metagross. And holy cow, this thing is so scary. But, you know, we have come prepared. We are going to go for the Shadow Ball to get a good knockout. We still outspeed the Shadow Ball, did enough. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be picking up a 3-0 victory against the Nottinghamshire Venusaurs here in Week 9. And we, your Salt Lake City Swampers, folks, are now 4-5. We are 4-5 heading into Week 10. We are so close to playoffs, you guys. We are so close. There are many different permutations of what could happen, because there's one person who shares the same record as me. There's one coach that shares the same record as me, and then there's two other coaches that if they don't perform well these next 2 weeks could lose their playoff spot as well. So we just got to keep our heads on straight. We got to team build correctly, and we need to make the right moves when they matter for these battles. Because where we started this season and how we've slowly climbed back up is nothing short of a miracle. It is honestly nothing short of a miracle. And if we can make it to playoffs, and that's it, if we get knocked out in the quarterfinals like we did last season, I'd be okay with that. Just because when the season started, just how badly our luck was with Stone Edge misses, Icicle Crash misses like we've done in the past, like a Draco Meteor miss like against Arthur. Like, luck has definitely not been on our side. But just that honestly just never stopped me. I want to continuously make awesome content like this for you guys, and I want to show just how well a team can be, even if the start to a season isn't the best. That anyone can take a team and make it work, no matter what. And hopefully we get to playoffs. You know, we're still 2 weeks out. We need to stay focused and not lose our cool and our concentration. And so, yeah, next week we are going to be playing Kenneth and the Tropic Serenas, who has taken over for Coach Miguel. Seems like every week I have to say something about a coach, which is unfortunate. And then the final week 11, we are actually going to be facing Marco and the Venice Vespa Queen. That's his team name because I came up with it. But yeah, Marco and the Venice Vespa Queen, who has actually locked in his playoff spot and is the top of our conference. So very, very scary battles coming up. Kenneth is in a not as good. He's in a worse spot than us. I hate to kind of say that because he came in such a weird time for the season, and Miguel's record wasn't the best, but he's doing what he can. He's an awesome battler, but I can't take anyone for granted. I have to take every battle as serious as I would any other battle. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like that, leave a thumbs up for your thumb, bro. And if you are new here and you want to see more content like this, body slam that subscribe button. But I'm gonna get up out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for watching once again. My name is Thumber2, and I'll see you in the next video.